a lot of people have this idea where if things are like calm and healthy, then it's boring. And so then you have these people that like want to end the relationship and look for something else that's more exciting. What's going on with that pattern?
Yeah, that happens a lot too. I find that a lot of those people that they need novelty, they need that excitement. Again, it was probably modeled to them earlier on, whether it was in their childhood or it could just be previous relationships, right? Previous adult relationships in their past that they have not healed from. Because a lot of people end up getting into new relationships too soon without actually working through
How
whatever
long should you
happened.
wait to date again if you've gone through a really serious breakup?
Well, I definitely say take your time, even if we're not talking about how long after a breakup, but in general, you should not be rushing into a relationship. Uh, I would say, like, you don't really know anyone for at least 2 years. This is something that I try to teach people. It's a little bit of a mental health practice experience, but there are some mental illnesses that lie dormant
Like what?
for 2 years. You want to know
I'm
now.
like thinking of everyone I know and who I've dated and we break up around the 2-year mark and what they might have had.
Well, bipolar is definitely one of them. Like it
Ooh.
cycles through periods of time that can stretch as long as like 2.5 years. But generally speaking, some of those, and it doesn't have to be like severe, the shit hits the fan kind of thing, but they will have this cyclical, problematic, destructive tendency, and they can kind of placate that or hide it for a good period of time. Because I know I've heard some coaches talk about like you want to wait the 90 days out because you don't really know someone for 90 days, but it's much longer than that. If you have had that experience, sometimes you realize whether it's a friend or whether it's someone you're dating that they can just change. All of a sudden you see a whole nother side of them and it can be really kind of off-putting, like you don't know where it's coming from. And then you internalize that and question like, well, what did I do? Or, is it me or something? And how can I fix it? What can I do to change it? But sometimes it's just with them. And you don't want to internalize that and take that on. And it's really good to know that before you get more invested in the relationship. So given you asked me like how long to wait after you break up, the most important thing is to just detox from that person, right? Definitely take like a 3-month period of detox and withdrawal because you especially if you've been with them a long time, you would have gotten attached to them and you need to have that period so that like your hormones can kind of recalibrate and get balanced. And then it's going to take that self-reflection time. So on top of the 3 months, then I would give it another couple of months, but you can vet new people without making it a romantic thing, right? So that's what I encourage people to do. I say, focus on being single, friendly, and social.
Ooh, single, friendly, and social. Okay, hot girl winter.
Oh, I love it. Yes, it's so important to have that mindset. And people just rush into dating so fast. So when you can just chill out and not have that pressure to go on dates, I find it's much more relaxing and freeing and fun. Like when you're single, that means you do not have hookups. You do not have dates, like a different date every week. You're literally just single, but you're getting to know people as a single person.
It's you and sleepy time tea, and that's it.
You don't have to be boring, but I think it especially for women, right? For women, I think it's so refreshing to just be able to have that boundary. And it makes life so much easier because you don't have to worry about like feeding that attraction that you have for someone. Just because you have feelings for someone, you don't have to act on it. You can just get to know them and not go out on a date.